In this video, we'll take a look at all the steps to create a registration form as an administrator. To start, click on Registrations. At the top of the page, you'll see 3 tabs: Active, Draft, and Inactive. When you click on Active, you'll see all current registrations. In the Draft tab, you'll see all the registrations you're currently creating that aren't yet open and ready to be shared. Then, in the Inactive tab, you'll find registrations that have been sent during the year but are now closed. Now click on Add a Registration. We're now entering the first stage of the registration form, which consists of entering the form's parameters, which are the form's title, the dates when the form will be active, and a section for adding any additional costs you'd like to include in your registration, such as adding a uniform or special promotions. Please note that you can save and exit your form at any time to continue later. Simply click on Save in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Here, write the date and time when entries will start and when they will close. If you need to add an additional cost to a registration, such as a uniform, simply click on the box and the fields will appear. Indicate the name of the additional cost you wish to add, the amount, and whether it is mandatory or not. Check this box if you do not wish to make this fee mandatory but optional. Following that, click on Define one or more promotions if you have one or more promotions to add. The fields for entering the information will appear automatically. When you are satisfied and have added all the required information, marked with a red asterisk, click Next. You've now reached the second stage of the form. This is where you'll need to create your choice of registration categories. To do this, it's important to understand that the Category tab in the left-hand menu of your screen is exactly related to this step. In fact, all the categories previously created in your platform will appear here. To create a registration category, simply select one of the categories you've already added to your platform. To do so, click on Add a Registration Category. The categories you've added to your organization appear in the first box you see on your screen. From these, you will define the registration categories. For example, in my registration form, I'd like to offer the option of registering my chess team, which I've placed in my cultural category. I'll click on the box for that category. In the first text field below the box, the name of the registration category will automatically appear. If I wish, I can modify the name to personalize it further. Please note that the steps presented here must be repeated for all the registration categories you wish to offer your members. For now, let's start with the addition of the registration category for the chess inscription. The second step is to determine whether this registration category is limited to a specific age group. For example, if you want to offer this activity only to your grade 11 students, it will be important to select the appropriate birth dates for that school year. If you are adding a registration category for a sports activity that will take place with the RSEQ, Réseau du Sport Étudiant du Québec, make sure to follow the requirements specific to your RSEQ. Next, you need to add the fees related to the registration for this category. If this category is offered for free, please check the box next to the field. Next, you will see other sections to fill out. For this registration category, we will simply check No. We will come back to this when adding another registration category. After that, click on Save. Following that, click on Add a Registration Category. You must repeat the steps we just covered to add a new registration category to your form. Choose a new registration category. Let's take basketball as an example. For this category, I could have chosen to add female juvenile as a specification in its title. I could then have selected yes for the birth date restriction to comply with the age requirements set by the RSEQ, Réseau du Sport Étudiant du Québec, for playing in this category for the given sport. For this category, you will likely want to offer participants the option to purchase the team uniform. You can check the team jersey box, which will add this option to the form when the parent or athlete registers for this category. Click on Save. Next up, click on Add a registration category to continue this same process and add your other registration categories. Let's now look at the final options presented at the bottom of this page. For each registration category, you can choose to create a pre-registration. This allows you to generate a waitlist even before the official form is open and available. This feature enables you to see how many people are considering registering for this category. To do so, click on Yes. Enter the start and end date of this waiting list. Be sure to put dates that start before the official inscription starts that you have entered in the first step of the creation of your registration form. Another feature we offer is the ability to set a registration limit for your category. For example, for my soccer team, I know that I cannot accept more than 20 athletes. I can specify that after 20 registrations, the category will automatically close, and no one else will be able to register. Related to this feature, we also offer the option to create a waitlist when a category is full. For example, once the first 20 registrations for soccer are filled, I could choose to create a waitlist allowing 10 additional people to sign up. If one of the 20 registered participants withdraws from soccer, a spot will open up, and one of the 10 people on the waitlist will then be able to officially register for the soccer category and complete their official registration. You then must specify the number of days the newly registered participant has to complete their registration. For example, here I could set a maximum of 2 days to finalize their official registration. Otherwise, the next person on the waitlist will take their spot. Click on Save. When you have finished adding all your registration categories, click on Save to move on to the third step of the form. You are now on the page where you can select all the questions you want to collect from your members. Whether it's personal questions, questions about parents' contact information, or a health form, this is where you define the questions to ask in your form. You'll see that we offer various fields. You are free to tick any of them to make them mandatory. Please note that it is important to request at least one email address, either that of the participant or that of a parent. We'll use this address to create the contact in the platform. Next, move on to the subsequent steps. The form has been developed to give you maximum flexibility. You can add as many sections as you like and create as many questions as you like. For each new section created, simply create the section title. After that, click on Add a Field. This is where you add your questions for the section you've just added. Each field offers a variety of default fields. You also have the option of adding custom fields at the bottom of the screen. For each costume field you create, specify its name and the and response options. For example, if you've chosen a multiple choice question, you'll then need to write the various options. Don't forget to check this box if you want your participants to be obliged to answer your question. Once you've added all your sections and fields, you now need to choose whether you want to add a health form to your form. Please note, however, that to adapt the health form to your needs and ask the questions your school expects, make sure you make the appropriate changes in the health form template. To use this template, follow the instructions in the health form section of the form. If you choose not to modify the template, the application will automatically take all the questions we've chosen for you. We therefore strongly advise you to consult the template we provide before proceeding. Don't forget to save your form so that you can save the steps you've completed in your form and return to it once you've consulted our health form template. After, click on Next Step when you are ready to move on to the next step of the form. We're now in the fourth stage, which involves determining the payment method used to pay for registrations. In the first question, you must choose whether you want to use the MonClub Sportif platform or another tool to manage payments. Make sure you hover your mouse over the circles with the exclamation mark. They offer more precision and will help you make the choice that best suits your needs. This is where you'll add all the detailed and useful information for the people who will be paying for the listing. Once that's done, click on Next Step. We are now at the Terms and Conditions stage. This is where you can add a link, PDF, or text explanation to inform your members about the school's expectations and requirements for participation in the registration categories. Please note that the person registering must tick a box to agree to all your terms and conditions. If the person does not check this box, he or she cannot complete registration. Please note that everyone who registers has agreed to your terms and conditions and has read them before confirming their registration.